Welcome to Miniatures Rundown. I'm Mitchell.
I'm Josh.
And today we are here to go in depth on the new Kill Team Critical Ops Tac Ops and mission cards.
Yeah, so these are coming out this Saturday, the 17th.
17th.
We were very excited about these.
Yeah, we did the preview.
And we were like, yeah.
I'm still pretty excited, but less so.
Yes. So
it's not quite what we thought they were.
We thought they were going to be Warcry cards for Kill Team.
Yeah.
Here's the terrain, here's the mission.
Yeah, like randomize your mission.
And they're kind of that.
A little bit.
They're not entirely that. Mm-hmm. But what they also are that we didn't realize they would be was the Kill Team annual balance update.
Yeah. Because basically everything changed.
Yeah.
The way you set up, the rules in setup.
Changes to the core rules.
Yeah.
They've changed, they've done balance updates for teams.
Yeah.
And they have changed some rules. For example, after Into the Dark came out, they did the, no, you can't drill through walls. Sorry.
Even though the guy's made to drill, I'm not angry.
Yeah. RIP Breachers and Commandos. But this is the first time we've seen, change to the game structure.
Yeah.
This is as big a change for Kill Team as the General's Handbook or Chapter Approved is for Age of Sigmar or 40K.
It's basically the season for Kill Team.
So I guess let's start out with what's in this.
Yeah.
What's in it? What do you get for your $32? $32 in this local pack. First off, you get, you do get these. And unfortunately, we can't show you anything directly on camera. GW gets mad at us when we do that.
Oh, I thought there was, you said you can't do that.
Well, I can't show it where they can get an easy screen grab. But I can go, okay, you have map cards. And what these are is these show new deployments and objective locations. Right. And there is a new element where you can randomize your mission. Mm-hmm. What you do is you take here's your objective layout, and you combine them with the, where did I put them?
Nope, that's Tac Ops.
No, here they are. Basically your mission type. You have loot, secure, and capture.
So there's 3 different mission types and
loot, secure, and capture.
What is it? 9
different deployments.
9 different deployments.
So you do kind of get a randomization thing. Mm-hmm. There's also a wonderful little key here.
Nice.
What there is not is there's not a terrain sit-up card. That's what Warcry has that this doesn't.
Yeah,
so
Warcry has just a card that says here is exactly where you put all the terrain.
Now, in fairness, that only works in Warcry because they sell very discrete, specific terrain sets. Yeah. Which they do for Kill Team as well. Mm-hmm. But a lot of them are not good on their own.
Yeah, I think you kind of want to add to stuff, whereas
I think
Warcry's you buy a box and you're done.
Octarius is the only one that feels complete.
Really?
Because Chalnath is just those big, tall buildings with no scatter.
Oh, yeah.
Moroth,
you need scatter for
Moroth has no scatter.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Mechanicus one was okay.
Yeah.
So loot is someone has to...
It should be mentioned that this is specifically for the original outdoor Kill Team, not Gallodark.
Great point. Yeah, this is not for Into the Dark.
Yes.
Loot is just grab an objective and run away with it. Secure is perform an action to secure a objective marker, and capture is more traditional. Yeah. Capture the point. So there is kind of an element of randomization.
Right. And the secondary objectives already kind of did that kind of thing. Because Warcry doesn't have secondary objectives.
Right.
So
the Tac Ops.
Yeah, the Tac Ops.
And I guess we'll get to that now, because that's what's the meat of this.
Yeah, 90% of the cards in here
are new Tac Ops.
Yeah.
We have lots of new Tac Ops. Basically, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them are the same, and across all your Tac Op types.
Yes.
Only 6 of them are the same, and even those have changed a little bit for rebalancing. Some of the really easy ones have been nerfed into the ground.
Good.
The example probably being premier example being Hold the Line is what it was called. That was the one where you get a point at the end of any turning point besides the first. If there's nobody within 6 inches of your drop zone, get a point.
Yeah.
It was ridiculously easy.
Yeah. You had to be super speedy or you were never going to stop that.
Now it's at the end of any turning point after the first if there are no enemy operatives wholly within your territory.
That is significantly harder.
Way harder.
Because that's half.
Way hard. Yes, it is.
That's half.
That's actually challenging.
Yeah.
In general, they've made these a lot more challenging to achieve. They've taken out all the auto takes.
Nothing should, especially with the way that they do those now, nothing should be an auto take.
We're not going to go over what exactly replaces what, but it's suffice to say that it is so extensive that it is functionally a brand new playing field with the Tac Ops.
Right, which is why we were comparing this to the
General's
Handbook, is because they always have all new missions, all new secondaries, and all that stuff. So this is what that is, and it's basically if you we're somehow getting bored with old Kill Team and Gallowdark, then this is, again, a new
Or
playing
not
field.
even bored, just rebalanced, honestly.
Yeah.
Because there were
because
certain
they're
things that were just garbage tier,
Yeah.
and they've upped the garbage tier and shaved off the top of the mountains.
Yeah. Because there's, would you say, 6 that were the same and 24 total? So
Yes.
there's a ton of new options.
And there are some, like Headhunter is exactly the same.
Yeah.
Seek and Destroy and Security, which were by far the best ones already.
Yeah.
They got mostly unscathed. The really good security ones got nerfed. Recon and Infiltrate got entirely redone,
Yeah.
basically.
We briefly went over them. I don't think there is a single recon that stayed even remotely the same.
Because Recon was kind of bad.
Yeah, fair.
So was Infiltrate. You really wanted, like, Seek and Destroy or Security, mostly because those two rewarded you for killing, which is something you already wanted to do.
Right.
Now Infiltrate has something like run up to somebody and implant them instead of doing damage.
Nice.
And if you can do that to 2 people, you get extra points, which is funny.
I did see that. One of the games, it must have been the Warp Coven, is like when you shoot a guy, instead of dealing damage, you tag them.
Yeah.
I think it was with a warp power too. Anyway.
And that's always a hard sell because often just killing the guy is the better form of winning.
Right, but points are better than killing because points win.
Right.
Or I'm not playing Malifaux.
So you mentioned that they changed the way you pick Tac Op cards.
Yes.
So what did they do?
So previously, you would make a deck of 6 cards. I hate to call it a deck because it's only 6 cards. But you make a deck of 6 cards, and then 2 at a time, you draw 2, pick one you want, you get that one, throw the other one away, do it again, do it again. So you would get 3 total Tac Ops, but it would be semi-randomized where you could pick, but you couldn't get all of them. Now it's you pick 3, only one of which can be your faction Tac Op. Before you could pick literally all of them from your Tac Ops, from your faction. So it made it more specific on what you could pick. Like, you are guaranteed the ones that you want.
Yes.
Which is a good thing, especially since they've rebalanced it. And it was just a hassle.
We'll have to play a little bit more to make sure they actually rebalanced it in a good way.
Yeah.
To me, it looks a little more even. But,
I agree.
You know, sometimes things don't pop up until you play a few missions and you find something
You're like,
busted.
wow, this one's stupid.
Oh, no. They also changed barricades.
Yes, they did.
They changed barricades to work how they work in Into the Dark, which is now you cannot place barricades within circle, so 2 inches of each other, and within 6 inches of your drop zone.
Yeah.
And cannot be on a terrain feature, which we'll get to.
Asterisk.
Yeah. So they changed that, which is fine because now you can't put like 4 barricades around the one place you know you want to be.
Yeah.
Which is good. They did not change equipment. That is the same. They did also change the number of command points you get.
Yeah, I noticed that.
You get 3 now.
Yeah, you get 3 and then 1 at the beginning of the turn, so you start with 4.
Yes.
Whereas before you got 1 and then 2 if you had a commander.
So they're way more front-loaded now.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel about that.
I like it.
More command points are more fun.
Yeah.
I
feel like there is a what are they called that you can spend points on? Fuck.
Strategic,
Ploys.
Ploys, thank you.
I feel like there's a ploy in every faction that you should use every turn.
Generally, yes.
Generally. There's like the one in Warp Coven's ridiculous, where it's like your guys can shoot twice or fight twice, and your spellcasters can shoot both of their things and cast 2 spells. I'm like, why would I not just do that every turn?
I believe that's called the So Anyway I Started Blasting.
Yeah. So it's like everybody probably has that one. It's like, I'm going to rock that every turn.
So anyway, I started mind bolting, and yeah. I will say that not all factions have that.
Fair.
The Khazarkan don't have that, as we kind of talked. Well, they
Yeah.
kind of do. There is that one that gives you crit 1 on your hot shotguns on anybody who's not.
Oh, yeah.
And kind of, yeah, the play was kind of you wanted to use the one free one you got every turn for that, and then your other ones where you need to use more sparingly.
Right.
This does give you more to play with. I do worry that front-loading command points will let some things hit too hard too quickly.
Khazarkan.
Well, and that's what I was kind of bringing up. Khazarkan don't need command points to do that. What are you talking about? This doesn't affect Khazarkan at all. I don't care.
I mean, it doesn't hurt them.
No. I guess by making other things better.
That's true.
Because, yeah, Khazarkan are an Alpha Strike army.
Yeah.
Like, they want to... They can be an Alpha Strike
They
army.
are made of tissue paper, and they hit like trucks if they want to.
Yes. So blowing all your elite points
Yeah.
to take out key targets early. If more
4
factions
crits.
can do that, maybe that's not good.
That's true.
We have not quite played enough of the factions widely to know, I think.
Yeah.
They have also changed scouting.
Yeah.
So, by the way, all of this is delivered in card format. It should have been a book. Like, the fact that
I think this is fine.
they only gave you once. If they had given you 2 of these,
That's true.
then and you do the card flip thing. No, you still got to do the stupid dice thing. They just delivered this in card format because they could.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. They should have done 2 sets of cards so that each person could pick one.
Yes, they
And,
should
I mean,
have.
when you get a set and I get a set, we can. Oh no, we have to buy 2. This is totally not what Games Workshop wanted.
That's why they did it.
I mean, that's my cynicism sneaking through.
No, that's not cynicism. That's just true. That's just why they did that. Is because everybody's supposed to get one of these.
Yeah.
It's the same reason why there's only one of each
Oh, you're right.
Tac Op card.
You're right.
Because in the base sets, there's 2. Anyway, they changed scouting.
They did.
Basically, Fortify gives you 1 additional barricade. Fortify was the one nobody picked.
Yeah.
Because it was terrible.
Yeah.
So they changed that by saying you can put these barricades on terrain, on a vantage point.
Yeah. Specifically the Fortify one.
The Fortify one, yes.
Not the ones that
Which-
everybody gets.
I know you don't agree. That scares me. We need to play it.
We do need to play it.
But that scares
You
me.
need to put a sniper up there, and we'll find out how absolutely broken it is.
Right, because if you can get a sniper up on a vantage point means that you can
Yeah.
see somebody and their concealment doesn't help them.
Yeah.
If you can get somebody up there and rain hell down from turn 1, that can be bad.
Yeah.
Because there's no range in Kill Team without, exception of short range weapons.
Yeah.
Infiltrate is the same because that's the one everybody picked.
Yep.
Because changing your order is amazing. And Scout Recon,
See, I picked Recon both times that I played.
to be fair, Recon is a lot better than Into the Dark.
Recon's much better than Into the
And
Dark.
these are different than
Yeah.
Into the Dark. I'm assuming these still work in Into the Dark, it's just nothing's changed for those because there's no vantage points.
Yeah.
And flying doesn't matter.
No.
Recon lets you do a dash move, but you can now fly, which means you could dash onto a terrain feature. Now, if you have the ability, like Kazurkin, to pick one of these and then pick Recon, I could put a barricade on a vantage point and then dash up to it.
It's true.
Maybe that's not as busted as I think it is.
I don't think
Or
it
maybe
is.
it's not widespread enough to be a problem.
I don't think it's as busted as you think it is.
I know in their meta watch, Kazurkin were at like a 45%.
Sure.
So they're not dominating things with their being made of tissue paper. So
Are
maybe
they the only ones that can pick 2?
I do not know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I
either.
haven't played it widely enough.
None of the factions that I have or am interested in can.
I know, yeah, I think that they might be the only one. I want to say Pathfinders can, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Because they also have a recon guy.
Yeah, Pathfinders totally need help in original.
That's also why
14.
Fortify scares me, is like
Yeah.
if they can get one of their mini terrifying guns up there and you can't get rid of them.
Yeah, their Pathfinders I've heard are basically really, really bad in Galadark and absolutely busted in not Galadark.
I think they've kind of nerfed them a little bit.
Yeah.
They can no longer spam grenades, which is what they also love to
Oh,
do.
yeah.
But they're
That
still,
means I can't spam grenades.
they're the team to beat.
Yeah.
And then the last thing they've changed is the way you actually deploy your dudes.
Yes. Which you also said you're not a fan of.
No.
And I like it.
I'm only not a fan because of the fact that it takes longer. So each player separates their operatives as numerically evenly as possible into 3 groups. If a player wants to use any rules, if they have any, to set up operatives in a location alternative to their drop zone, they must declare them now, including the relevant operative for this. So basically, it's kind of like Warcry. Dagger, shield, hammer.
Yep.
Starting with a defender, each player alternates setting up their operatives 1 group at a time. So it's not like Dagger, Shield, Hammer in the way that they're,
Yeah, different
mandated.
locations and blah, blah,
But
blah.
you basically, instead of setting up one player setting up all their people, and the other player
the
setting
other
up
player just counter deploying them.
counter deploying them, yeah, that is what this fixes.
Yeah.
It just feels clumsy. But I guess it doesn't take any longer than alternating deployment
Yeah.
would, because alternating deployment gives you a bunch of decisions to make.
Yeah. I think I prefer this over pure alternating 1 unit at a time, because Sigmar has that, and I feel like that takes too long.
And well, Sigmar also has the problem with like drops being tied to your
Yeah.
problem
So who goes
is a
first?
relative term. It's a thing, the race to the 1 drop is a problem in Age of Sigmar.
Yeah.
I think most people
That's
would
a
agree.
different video.
Different video indeed. Up here, no, it's not up there yet.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a question mark up there.
Wait, I probably can't say the catchphrase. I'll get sued by Uncle Adam.
Chapow. Anyway.
Chapow.
Chapow. Should have worn my Uncle Adam t-shirt today just to really sell it.
Yeah. I like the 3 drop deployment.
I do not dislike it nearly as much as I did when I first brought it up to you.
That's good.
It's growing on me because it was. I don't think I thought it was. I think I thought the whole deployment thing was less of a problem because in Gallowdark it matters a lot less.
Oh, yeah.
Because you're behind cover.
That's true, but this only matters for non-Gallowdark, which I've never played, so maybe I'm wrong.
Right. Which we will be playing.
Yes.
Because as we want to learn more.
Soon, TM.
Hope maybe tomorrow. I don't know. You know, depends on how my day goes and how your day goes.
Oh, my day's open. It's you.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, let's not talk about it.
There is also a couple. There's a nice little
Yeah.
reference card in
Little
here,
reference.
which I like. I like.
Yeah,
when they do
because
that.
like having just the core rules open in front of you the whole time
Got clumsy.
got a little clumsy. I like that it's 10 play the battle, 11
In the battle. Because if they didn't
No
put that
steps
on
in
there,
between.
well, if you didn't put that on there, you'd get stuck.
Yeah,
You know, you'd be playing forever because
Yeah.
they never told you to stop.
that's true.
You'd just be like, you know,
Like everybody's dead. What do we do?
you get a letter home, my darling Mirabelle.
We've been playing for 24
We've been playing for 4 years in the War of Khazarkan Aggression. Shook farewell playing in the background. Sorry. Ken Burns Civil War jokes. Everyone loves those documentaries, right?
Whoa, yeah. I mean,
Anyway.
really going after the boomer audience.
Going after the Horus Heresy audience.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I think these are great. I will probably be picking some up because
This is my copy. That's why it's opened.
That's what Game Sharp Shop
Game Sharp Shop.
wants us to do. That's what Games Workshop wants us to do. Is everybody picks one up and oh, you have your own tactics deck and blah blah blah. I do agree with you that I don't like that the original cards were standard size and the new cards are tarot size. So I need to get new sleeves.
To be fair, it does mean things like for Plant Transponder, the Recon Op, like that would have been really small text.
That's true.
I think they did that so they could put more text on these. And
Yeah.
reading the map cards would have been harder.
Aren't the Warcry ones on standard size though?
They are, and they're kind of hard to read sometimes.
They are hard to read. I remember like squinting like.
Yeah,
which piece
so
is
maybe
that?
they have kind of learned from their mistakes.
Wow.
Here's the thing. Games Workshop doesn't sell enough sleeves for me to think of that cynically. They also
Agree to disagree.
They also don't sell tarot size sleeves.
That's true. That's true.
So I don't think they did it to sell more
Maliciously.
sleeves. Right.
Whereas, like, and to be fair, their actual card game, Underworlds, does use standard size sleeves.
It does.
But I hate that, like, the Necromunda tactics or the...
The Necromunda tactics are an entirely different story because they don't fit any sleeve size.
They don't fit any sleeve size.
These are at least tarot sized.
But the Blood Bowl have specific sleeves for the Blood Bowl cards that you have to randomize that are not even tarot-sized cards. Whatever.
No, they're proprietary.
I hate them.
Anyway, yeah, this is $32, and I wish it was a book, but I understand why it's not, because that does make picking easier later.
Yeah.
I wish this was a small book bundled with cards, although technically I guess it is.
It is. You did it. You got your wish.
Yeah, I'm obviously buying one of these.
Yep.
We'll play with the balance updates. At a glance, I think this is good for the game.
I agree. I think the balances with the Tac Ops are good. I think the changes to deployment and setup and infiltrate and all that stuff. Sorry, not infiltrate.
Scouting.
Scouting phase. I think all that's great.
Yeah, because scouting was basically just pick infiltrate, right?
Yeah.
Like every time.
It was pick infiltrate. I feel like Into the Dark is still
Into the Dark, you pick recon, yeah.
Because opening doors is such a big deal.
Right.
But this is not made for that, so it doesn't matter.
And I will also say, I forgot to mention that there are a bunch of different methods for choosing your missions on the back of this.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So here you'll find a variety of methods you can use to determine mission and map. Organized play, it says you just pick ahead of time and then like line them up. Random, shuffle the cards and draw two,
Makes
one of
sense.
each. Veto, attacker chooses 2 missions, defender selects one of them, and then so yeah, basically it's like an attacker gets to veto. It's a back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
There's a control. Winner of the previous gets to pick ones that were not used.
Mm-hmm.
There's the bid system.
Wow.
Where, yeah. Oh man, that looks complicated.
Is it the whole page? Basically.
Each player collects 10 tokens they will use to bid on the following categories: mission, map, attacker, and defender, instead of rolling off, and first initiative, instead of selections in the scouting step. Working through each category, each player will secretly put any of their tokens into their hand as their bid, and then reveal their bid simultaneously. So you have 10 points to spend in which one of these you want more.
That's honestly really cool.
It is cool. It's bizarre. If it's a draw, it's canceled and you bid again.
Oh.
Unless their bid was 0, in which case the players roll off to determine that category.
Nobody wants it.
Yeah. And then there's also ways to choose random attack cards. Each player shuffles a deck of 27 tack cards, all archetypes and their faction tac ops. They draw 2 cards from their deck, select one, and discard the other.
So that's what we were doing before, but rather than a deck of 6, it's a deck of 27.
It's a deck of all of your options.
Yeah.
It knows all of the options, all archetypes.
Wow.
So
Wait, what?
It's 27 cards, so your 3 factions.
Right, but like if I'm playing Warp Coven,
it gives you access to ones you don't have access to.
ah, that's weird.
Constructed random, which is the same
Which
as
is
it was.
what it was. Yeah.
Free selection, just pick 3 from their deck of 27. Acquired, use 1 deck of 27 tac ops. They shuffle the deck and deal out 6 in a row. The attacker selects 1, then defender selects 1. So, yeah.
You would also get to know what your opponents were, because tac ops are normally secret.
Yes.
Ooh.
Yeah. Tac ops aren't secret.
We did it.
And then there's a bid for tac ops too.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not going to read through that. That's amazing. I like that they give you options.
Yeah.
Tournament organizers will have to specify what they're using
Yeah, of course.
because it doesn't say which one of those for tac ops is the way. It just says alternative methods.
Well, then what's the not alternative method? What's the regular method?
Oh, no, the regular method is select tac ops. Okay.
So yeah, select
That's
them
just
from what
also-
your faction has access to.
That's just on the... Oh, the free selection is any 3 tac ops from their deck of 27.
So not from what you have access to. You can pick recon if you're
Right.
interesting.
Interesting, yeah. So I like that there's alternatives. I like that there are more ways to play within.
Yeah. Not often GW gives us that.
Yeah, kind of weird. Like overall, I like this release.
Yeah, I agree.
It's not what I thought it was going to be, but I'm pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
So I'm picking this up.
I
You're
will
picking this up
probably
probably.
also pick this
Yeah. Let us know down below if you're picking this up or if we're completely wrong on our balance assessments.
Yeah. The thing that got me is that there was absolutely no preview, no information on
Surprise!
this until Sunday when they're like, "Hey, it's coming out next week."
I blew the mic out again. Sorry, man.
And then they put up like, "Hey, that's what this is." So it was pretty out of the blue, but I'm
For as
happy
big
with
a
it.
balance update as this was, you'd think they'd talk about it a bit more.
yeah.
Just surprise, game's changing.
To be fair, they did that with Into the Dark.
Yeah, but that was really cool.
That was really
And I guess this is also pretty cool.
This is I like it.
Miniatures Rundown review, pretty cool out of 10.
Oh, sorry. 1 thumb up. 1.5. Not quite 2. No! Don't touch me.
Thumb more.
Don't
thumb
touch
more.
me. No,
thumb
you
more.
have a broken
thumb more.
thumb.